Hi, I'm Myla, and I have the unhealthy obsession with the idea of becoming a hobbit. And I don't mean that I want to be like plump and barefooted and hairy, but I think those would be kind of fun too. I mean that I want to be super chill, enjoy my hobbies, be kind of sustainable, not have a care about what's going on in the outside world, and yeah, just wear nice clothes as well. So, for those of you who haven't heard, but I'm sure if you've clicked on this video, you might know about this, there is going to be an opportunity to become a hobbit this year called the Brandywine Festival. This is a LARP that was run last year for the first time in America, and they are also adding one in the UK this year, which is great for me because that's where I am. So, what is a LARP? Well, it's kind of like role playing for a weekend, or however long your LARP is, as a character that you design and you make up, and your character might have a backstory. It can kind of be anything. Most LARPs are based around combat, so there'll be fighting, and that'll be kind of your main event. But this one is special because hobbits, well, they don't fight really, do they? So you get to spend a weekend chilling like a hobbit, and acting like a hobbit, and interacting with your new hobbity friends at a festival. Which sounds perfect for me. And so I have grabbed myself a couple of tickets for me and my partner, and we've got to now get on with costumes and decor and background characters, and that is where the YouTube comes in. This will be my first ever video if I actually manage to post this, so thank you for watching if you stick around. And yeah, let's just dive straight into it, I think. I think in this video we'll probably start with my petticoats because I recently acquired two ginormous blue cotton curtains, which I'm hoping will be a great source of fabric for them. They are quite a coarse weave cotton. I don't know if you can see. And I'm hoping to dye them a deeper, darker blue, something that you might be able to acquire or achieve with woad or indigo as plant dyes. And for my design, I think we're just going to do the two rectangles with a gathered waistband, and then that means that I can access a pocket underneath if I want to add my 18th century pocket in, or anything like that. It also just makes it really easy to fit around myself. If I'm eating a lot of food or something like that, and I want to have a little bit more space, it's very easy to do that then. And then I'm just going to hem them to the length I want. I'm probably going to go to around my calf just because I want it to be kind of more on the hobbity side and less on the 18th century side. And then, yeah, we'll see where we go from there. Maybe some embroidery, but at the end of the day, I think my herbalist hobbit is not going to be very well off, and I don't want to come across super wealthy because that would not fit my character. So let's get started by cutting up all the fabric, and then we probably need to dye it next. Alrighty, so I'm still waiting for the blue fabric to fully soak in. I just want to make sure that it has as long as possible to soak in all of the colour very evenly. I found that in previous dye jobs that I've done before, that's had the greatest results. But as I was sat here, I've been knitting a sleeve currently for a jumper. As I was sat here knitting, I realised that I could probably be getting on with something else for the same project. So I had a little look at my drawings and to see if there was anything that I could start making that I already had the materials for. And I think what I might start doing now is my little apron. Very simple. It should just be a square of fabric gathered and then a sort of like drawstring waistband put around it. That's the plan anyway. And I have some pale green linen, which I've had stashed away for something similar for a very long time, so I thought I'd just use it for that anyway. And with this apron as well, I want to be able to actually wear it in the kitchen when I'm at home, so I'll just sort of keep in mind that I don't want it to look too hobbity, maybe keep it quite simple, and I think my herbalist hobbit will probably enjoy a nice green apron. So let's get the fabric measured and cut out for that. and I also have some dark blue fabric. I'll be honest, it has been a jolly long time since I started this project, maybe a couple of weeks now, because I was at the allotment and it is probably the busiest planting season for me right now, so I've just been doing other stuff, to be honest. I did try and dye the fabric with my first batch of blue, and it just didn't take at all, so it took a few tries as well, but we now have one curtain, I admit it's very wrinkled right now, of a sort of woad blue. It's probably on the darker end of the spectrum, but beggars can't be choosers, so I now just need to cut and sew this into a lovely 18th century petticoat. Hopefully that'll be nice and simple, and I can hopefully show you a montage of that now. For 18th century skirts, they are quite a simple project, but I decided to use the American Duchess 18th century dressmaking book just to make sure that the recommended yardage they had was similar to what I wanted to do anyway. And also I really liked the pleating that they used in their design, so I followed that almost exactly in my own waistband. To nicely finish the edges of the inside of this project, I decided to do French seams just so that it could have a really hard wearing finish, and also so there are no raw edges at all on the inside of the project. And then for the rest of the project, it is mostly hand sewn apart from the attaching the waistband to the gathering. After machine sewing the waistband to the gathers, I then turned it all double and whip stitched it down. I also spent a while whip stitching the hem because I wanted it to be virtually invisible from the outside. And although it took a while, I think the end result was definitely worth it. Skirt and Apron project is now complete, which is the first of my projects for the Brandywine festival later this year, and I am very happy with them. They're not super complex projects, but I wanted to start simple just to get myself into it. And also I wanted to make sure that both the skirt and the apron were done with 18th century techniques, so if I decided to wear them for historical reenactment in the future, then I can, which is super nice. So into the skirt then. The colour is something which I'm decently happy with. I think I probably should have just learnt my lesson and used the proper amount of dye the first time around, because then I ended up having to buy another pot of dye, which just is a big waste. And also in the future, I would like to experiment more with my natural dyeing, so actually using woad instead of just making it look like woad. But that is for the future. And the pleats, I am really, really, really happy with the pleats. I love them so much. They did take me a while, but I just think that the pleating is just so much nicer than gathering, in my opinion. And I did use the American Duchess pattern for this, so yay for that. And then the apron as well, I'm decently happy with. This is not super complicated. I'd already had the linen in this colour, so I just gathered a rectangle of it and added the waistband, which also works as a holder for my lovely pocket knife, which is super nice. And yeah, I do have a little tea stain on it already. I was hoping to keep it clean until I filmed the reveal, but alas, I am a mucky pup. And I am now going to use this in my everyday cooking. Hopefully, it doesn't matter then if I get stains on it or some kind of discoloration, because when I wear it to the Hobbit Festival then it'll actually look like I've worn it, which will be super nice. And I do just want to say that my top and my stays, they are from a fantasy project from a couple of years ago. And I just wanted to wear them to sort of show the overall aesthetic, rather than like actually wearing these to the Brandywine. I do like them, but they don't fit me great, and neither of them are historical at all, so they will not be making their way to the Brandywine. And I think that's it. So thank you very much for watching if you got this far, and hopefully I'll be making some more projects and videos soon. And a big thank you to Mr. Hobbit for helping me film all of the reveal. I couldn't have done it without him. And yeah, I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye!